February is going to be an incredible month for Pokemon Go. We're getting Mega Legendary raids to start the month for 2 weeks. Mega Legendary Latios and Mega Legendary Latias are going to be in raids. Love that. And then we're going to get Darkrai in raids for 5 days from February 15th to February 20th. Then we have 1 day of Cresselia, the Lake Guardians, Heatran, the origin form of Giratina, and to finish off the month, Cresselia and Heatran in Legendary raids. Some incredible useful Pokemon right there, all shiny eligible, all awesome. And in Mega raids, we do have the Mega Legendaries, of course, and then Mega Absol around for a week and Mega Garchomp for a week. Speaking of raids, this might be bad news for some people. Shadow Articuno is going to be in raids for the weekends in February. This is like the 400th time we've had it. I still don't have that Shadow Shiny, so I'm not mad, but they gotta relax. And for all those raids, we actually have exclusive moves. Darkrai is gonna know Sludge Bomb, Cresselia is gonna know Grass Knot, Heatran's gonna know Magma Storm, and Origin Form Giratina is gonna know Shadow Force. Most of those are really good and useful moves for those Pokemon, so make sure you guys snag some while you can. And look what they're doing with raid hours. So we have one for Mega Latias and Mega Latios, and then there's a raid hour for Darkrai, and the next day Cresselia, and the next day the Lake Guardians, the next day the Heatran, the next day the Giratina, and on February 28th, one with Cresselia and Heatran. So a bunch of raid hours back to back to back to back to back. There's a lot of raids to be done this month. And speaking of raids, Elite raids are coming back to Pokemon Go. It's been over a year or something like that since they've been in the game. They were super buggy every time they dropped, but they took a while. Hopefully they're back and better than ever. And on February 14th, we have the debut of Enamoris in Pokemon Go. That is one of the legendary genie Pokemon that we have never seen. It's finally come to the game on Valentine's Day. I called that, but it's all good. That's some exciting stuff right there. I don't know if it's going to be any good, but I can't wait. There's going to be Elite raid hours, and they're going to go on from 12 to 2 p.m. and 5 to 7 p.m. So that gives you 2 windows, 2 opportunities to go out and do these Elite raids. Remember, Elite raids are in person only, so you do have to go out and actually do them. You cannot invite people, you cannot receive invites. That's what Elite raids are all about. Hopefully it's all fixed, and hopefully it's worth it, because remember, fingers crossed I bring this bonus back. When you complete an Elite raid, you can get really rare spawns afterwards, and some of those Pokemon can literally be legendary bird spawns. Wild Zapdos, Moltres, Articuno, that can spawn after Elite raids. So hopefully they bring that bonus back, because that makes it super worth it. And here's the events. We have Chansey Community Day on February 4th. It's not the worst thing ever, I'm not mad. Then we have the Lunar New Year Dragons event, which is going to be awesome. A lot of dragon Pokemon, the debut of Drampa and its shiny. We have another Go Battle Day on February 10th. Hisuian Decidueye Raid Day, I called that, is going down on February 11th. That's exciting. Brand new Pokemon, brand new shiny. The Carnival of Love event from February 13th to the 15th. That's interesting. Then of course, Sinnoh Tour Los Angeles going down from February 16th to the 18th. That's going to be an insane weekend for Pokemon Go. Cannot wait. Then we have the Road to Sinnoh event, which gives us a bunch of free legendary encounters. That's going to be a fun event. And of course, the Global Sinnoh Tour, which is going to be awesome for all of us in the world. It's going to be incredible. February is stacked, dude. You could argue it's overwhelming, but I'm down. And for Spotlight Hours, we're going to be getting Dratini, Munna, Sandshrew, and Alola Sandshrew. I'm down. Those are solid Spotlight Hours. We don't have a Spotlight Hour on February 20th. I'm not sure why. I know that's during Sinnoh Tour week, but why not? And now, of course, let's talk Sinnoh Tour. It's going to be incredible. Not all the Generation 4 Pokemon are coming. No Arceus, no Manaphy, no Fion as of right now. But everything else is coming out. It's going to be shiny eligible. It's going to be awesome. And quick note, for the Global Sinnoh Tour, remember, there is unlimited remote raids. This is the first time they're bringing this back since they took it away so long ago. But it's going to be amazing. And in those raids, during that Global Tour weekend, we're going to have Dialga, the origin form of Dialga, Palkia, and the origin form of Palkia. This is important because, for one, all those Pokemon are super useful. Dialga and Palkia are some of the most useful Steel, Dragon, and Water types in the game. But don't forget, with the Sinnoh Tour, we're getting a new feature in the game. The Adventure Effect feature is debuting in Pokemon Go, and a quick rundown on what it is. With an origin form Dialga, you can use the effect Roar of Time for 5,000 dust and 5 candies per use, which each use will last 6 minutes, and that effect will pause any time-related thing in the game. That means incenses, daily incenses, lucky eggs, star pieces. So if you want to increase the duration of any of those items, you can with this new effect. And now there's a bug on my camera. Get off. Obviously, most people, myself included, are thinking, oh my gosh, can I have a 24-hour daily incense? Yes, you can. If and only if you have the Stardust and the candies. So that's why infinite raids this weekend are going to be important, because it is costly to do so. So let's say you wanted to do a 24-hour daily incense. It's going to cost you like 1,000,000 dust and like 1,000 something candies. It's not that insane. It is possible, but it's going to cost you. And the other new feature is Spatial Rend, which you can do with an origin form Palkia. You use that effect, and for the same cost of 5,000 dust and 5 candy, you get to increase the amount of spawns that are on your screen. Similar to the Mega Cluster spawns we had a few months back. You can see a lot more Pokemon around you. I don't know if it'll add spawns ones that you wouldn't have seen otherwise. But either way, there's gonna be a bunch of Pokemon around, so this is great for rural players. This is great to use on like event days, community days. Shoot, the Sinnoh Tour, I'll use it then. Some really exciting stuff, new features, don't forget about it. February is always a crazy month for Pokemon Go. This one might be the best February ever, I hope, fingers crossed. It's looking like that's the case, and I love that for us. Let me know in the comments down below what you're most excited for in February. So February is gonna be amazing, but I actually have some really other exciting news as well. A secret shiny has been released in Pokemon Go, Shiny Nimble. How cool is that? It came out the other day when this event started, the Taken Treasures event. This was a surprise shiny release. It was not announced, and also, unfortunately, it was not intentional. There were a few reports around the world, some in Japan, some in America, and at this point, they are no longer being reported. So this looks to be like an accidental shiny release, which kind of sucks, man. I feel like if a shiny Pokemon gets dropped, even if it's an accident or a mistake, just let it be a thing, you know? This is such a cool shiny. It's not like a crazy one. It's not game breaking. Nothing's gonna happen if this is in the game or not, but this would have been an awesome, fun surprise release, especially considering that there wasn't a new shiny with this Taken Treasures event. I guess the shiny shadows count, but there wasn't a regular shiny that came out with this, so this would have been awesome. Maybe that was the plan. Maybe they last minute switched it up. Who knows? But yeah, Shiny Nimble in Pokemon Go. Let me know in the comments if you guys have one. This is incredibly difficult to get. I mean, they passed this within probably hours or so. What's also wild about this was that like there was a bunch of Nimbles spawning on the day of this event for me. Like there was like an overwhelming amount, and I'm like, gosh, is there like is it part of the event? Is something going on? Am I missing something? I should have clicked any of them because maybe, just maybe, I could have got one. That would have been cool. The only accidental shiny Pokemon I have in my entire life is that glitched shiny Pikachu from the Hoenn Tour last year in Las Vegas. They dropped I forgot what it was. They dropped like a female Pikachu costume, but it was a male, or vice versa, something like that. It's on the screen here. That's the only like glitched or accidental shiny I own. Let me know if you guys have any other ones, but this is really cool. I wish it was real. Pretty unfortunate. Also, another huge quality of life update, man. They released a ready up button for solo raids, and that is awesome. Just the other adventure, I was talking about how annoying it was to hop in a solo raid by yourself for a raid that takes like 4 to 5 seconds to take down, but you gotta wait the full 200 seconds, and I thought that was so like inefficient. I was just like, what are we doing here? And now they finally drop a ready up button for solo raids. I think the only caveat is that you have to wait 30 seconds until you can ready up. So you still got to wait a little bit, but you don't have to wait 300 or 200 seconds or whatever to get the raid done. Ready up button is here. It's now in all raids, and I love that. And here's a really important quality of life update that should have been in the game since day one. Type effectiveness is now explained officially in Pokemon Go. You can see these tips when you're picking your team for a grunt battle, and you can see these tips when you're picking a team for raids. Still rolling out to trainers across the world. I currently don't have it, but there's going to be a question mark button next to the search bar. It'll bring up a screen that tells you the types that are super effective against the Pokemon that you're going up against. So this really helps out a lot of people who don't know type effectiveness, whether they're new to Pokemon Go, younger crowd. It's very useful, very nice. Again, a tip like that should have been on day one, but it's okay. Better late than never, but of course, never late is better. Now, also, if you hold down on the Pokemon while you're picking your team, it'll bring up their moves, their typing, and their HP, which is really nice. It'll show you the type of the Pokemon, the type of their move, how much damage it does, how many bars it takes, and also it'll tell you, is it super effective, not very effective, yada. Again, a very useful tool right there. Those two should be helping you guys out a lot to learn about, you know, type effectiveness, how to take down Pokemon efficiently, all that kind of good stuff. So make sure you take advantage, share that tip with a lot of people, especially if they're new players or just aren't really used to type effectiveness and battling in Pokemon Go. This is huge for the Pokemon Go player base, and I'm happy they're doing it. Again, super late, but they did it. I've been praising Niantic for the last couple weeks. No, I don't get paid to say that, by the way. You guys are wild. They've just been doing a lot of good stuff. Seriously. So many quality of life updates, so many good updates, so many fun things being added to the game, and I love where Pokemon Go's at right now. The stage it's in is awesome. The momentum leading up to February is going to be crazy. Let's go.